on, everybody? This is another episode of Gaming Nation presented to you by Fans Anonymous. I got the friends here with us tonight, the panelists, the analysts with the most awesome feedback you ever heard in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the homeboys here. Daryl, what's up, my man?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Let's do it.
All right. Dan, how we doing?
Hey, what's going on, Gaming Nation? It's going down. We got a great topic to talk about tonight. I'm excited to be here. Let's get it, boys.
And of course, you know I'm Clay from Tales of Blade, your host for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the year. Christmas is right around the corner, which of course means New Year's is not far off, which means 2017 is coming to a close. So we're having our show tonight. You always hear us talking about consoles that we've loved in the past, gaming generations, et cetera, and so forth. Tonight we're going to talk about 2017 in general, the games that stood out for us, the things that we loved about gaming this year, and what we look forward to in the year to come. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with that. We'll start off by talking, Daryl, what stood out to you the most this past year in 2017, my friend?
I think these, like we said, we talked about this earlier in the show, these Battle Royale style games. I mean, Fortnite and PUBG, I'm talking about these style of games are just so much fun. I'm talking about, I think about, the first shooter, I grew up with, GoldenEye. And GoldenEye was so much fun because, it was just 4 players on one screen, and it was just so much fun. And now we got this with 100 players on one screen, and it's so suspenseful that you got to pick up, you got to earn your weapons, you got to build and just survive. I'm liking this style of gaming, and shooters. I hope shooters adapt to this style. I know the creator of PUBG. I know he doesn't like it that so many Battle Royale style shooters are coming out. He thinks people are copying his style. But come on, hell, you copied the Hunger Games where Condemned from what Stone Cold was in. So come on. So, but I like this style of gaming, for shooters. So I hope more and more of these shooters that we grew up with adapt to this, like a Call of Duty. I would love even GTA to have something like this. So this would stood out to be these Battle Royale style games, and they are just getting better and better. So I love that.
Absolutely. And touching on that, I definitely think that Battle Royale style games, they did make their biggest headway this past year, and that was definitely something exciting to see. It sounds like we just got an additional panelist in this evening. What's going on, my brother?
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. This is Santa Claus.
That's it.
From the North Pole, telling all the little boys and girls, you must be good or you will not get a Nintendo Switch for Christmas.
What's going on, Santa?
What's going on, Clay? I got your list. I can't get everything. The budget's a little tight, and I do not have enough air. But
Did I ask for that much, really? Oh, man.
Daryl, I hope you've been a good little boy.
Dan, were you a good boy this year?
No. I was bad.
I already knew it because I checked my list twice.
Well, I'm saying, I've been raging a little bit because I've been running to a lot of hackers, a lot of cheaters. So I've been raging a little bit. So, yeah, I've been a little naughty, okay? Because, I done cursed a little bit.
Stopping by your house.
I'm saying, I just got a little upset, okay? I started cursing. I hate when I'm about to win and then somebody started cheating. So, yeah, I said some curse words, and I kind of wrote them back, too. So.
Last but not least, all the way there in the Midwest, my man Dan. Dan, you've been a good boy.
Hey.
That's a yes. So, Santa just wanted to stop by and chit-chat with you guys and just hope that everybody has a Merry Christmas.
Hey, you too, bro. Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you,
dropping
Sam.
by, for real.
I'll leave the door open.
No play. I come to the Kim.
Thank you very much, man, for stopping by. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard it himself. The man Santa Claus decided to pop on by, and I guess cell reception is kind of bad up in the North Pole, but I mean, hey, it is what it is, right? I mean, it is the magnetic north of the Earth, so I can only imagine it's a little bit hazy up there. Dan, 2017 in retrospect, man, what are you thinking about that?
Man, 2017 was a great year for video games. There was a lot going down, and Daryl covered the Battle Royale styles. Our good old PUBG came to the Xbox. Now, we still, to look forward to next year, we're going to get it on PS4 soon. There's still nothing set in stone yet, but they're in talks. We should be getting it soon. But I just was blown away by the creativity this year of some of the games. There are people that are kind of copying other things, but how many good titles that were just different come out this year? One title that really stood out to me was Horizon Zero Dawn for the PS4.
Yes.
This game, it was special, man. There's these giant, it's like a apocalyptic world, and you're on top of these robotic monsters roaming the land, and you have to tame them and fight them, and it's a pretty crazy style. And there was a lot of, I mean, even PUBG, that was something we've never seen before. There's one title, I'll give Xbox some credit with, Cuphead. I don't know if you guys got to check that game out, but this is like Popeye meets a side scroller meets a fighting game. It is sick. And there's a lot of different ideas coming out and just different games for everybody. And then another game that, I mean, we already saw part 1, but part 2 is just crazy. Wolfenstein 2. I mean, talk about games that are really just pushing the envelope and just melting your brain. Oh, my God. There's so many good titles that really just got me oh, what's next? And I mean, it's either it's going to turn into Hollywood where we're running out of ideas and we're just copying stuff, or the sky's the limit, because right now for video games, at this point, I've never seen a more creative direction of where it's going. I mean, we've always had your cool Mario games, your cool GTA games that were groundbreaking, but this is taking it to the next level, boys.
I'm trying to tell you, man. And I definitely agree. Go ahead.
Oh, I want to add something to it too. Another good game was really, really good. It was just, I think, marketed in the wrong way, was No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, it was just, I think it was marketed in the wrong way, how they did it. But if they would have finished that game before they released it, I think that would have been one of, the best games ever. I think that game should have been finished. I would love to see somebody take that style and do it the right way. Just do it the right way. I'm talking about, imagine just exploring all these plans with a friend and things like that. I mean, the concept was so good. I think it was just marketed in the wrong way, and then it just wasn't what it was promised to be.
Okay. No, I mean, I definitely feel the same way about No Man's Sky. I mean, the premise behind it was incredible. I mean, let's just go with that. It was absolutely an incredible concept, an incredible idea. And I was actually very much looking forward to playing it. I didn't pick it up at release, unfortunately, because there were a few other games that I wanted to just kind of square away before then. But it was really a game that I still had anticipated. But then I started reading all the reviews on it. And while normally I don't let reviews affect my judgment on a game, I did a little more research into it, and the reviews were actually legit. And like you said, it was definitely unfinished, and they should have took more time with it, but they were trying to pump it out. And they did it a little too fast, but who knows? I mean, like Warframe, a game that has, while it's not a very recent game, it has evolved exponentially over time. And talking about recent developments in games, Warframe took a huge turn just this year to incorporate so many more points to it, to the point where the mission sortie style gameplay that it used to be is so far out the window now it's not even funny. I mean, now you have open world, social hubs, things that you can interact with other players. It's crazy what they've done with the whole thing. So
I've been seeing a lot of my friends get into Warframe. I had stopped playing Warframe so long ago, and all my friends keep on telling me that, like, you need to get back into it. You really need to get back to it.
Absolutely.
So, because I didn't know it was open world now. I mean, the last time I played it, it was just like, mission this, you go do this and go this. But everybody's like, it's open world now. They got zones. It's kind of like, Destiny in a way. They say you really should get back in it.
It feels more like an expansive RPG in that aspect. So it's definitely gotten. It even has like traveling mounts and flying apparatus and stuff like that. It's really, really interesting. So you should definitely check that out if you're looking to get back into it. Another game that Dan had mentioned, of course, Horizon Zero Dawn, and it was one of the most well put together games I feel that I've ever played. I mean, aside from, of course, I still hold Last of Us way up on a pedestal somewhere, so I don't think anybody can touch that one. I'm just being real about it, but Horizon Zero Dawn was a definite contender. Another game, and this is my own personal points now, that stood out for me this year that really took home a little bit more than just being a good game was Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. And apparently, I didn't get a chance to really play much of it. I did dive a little bit into it, but it wasn't a game I got to finish, unfortunately, so I'm still playing other games. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, Assassin's Creed Origins, solid game, and Final Fantasy 15, which I really have to get back into. All great titles, by the way. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice was actually a game comment on mental disorders and dealing with them in a very amazing and heroic way. It actually had a message behind it that far extended just being a video game, which a lot of games are doing nowadays, which are, delivering points home, delivering messages home, like Quantum Dream is very popular for doing so, with games like Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, which is another incredible game, but older year. So that game really stood out to me this year in a very, very big way. I do want to touch up real quick on the point of copying other games, and we've seen this in a lot of different titles. It's not a recent event. It's really not. And, even to the point of this year being a big year for a game called Nioh. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that one. But it's basically a Japanese samurai Dark Souls ripoff. And Soul clones, as they typically like to call them, are games that they're very difficult. They've got a really dark atmosphere, and they're very focused around hack and slash gameplay. And that was a really awesome game. And I'm not exactly really appalled by games copying other games. When you create a genre, it's kind of hard to get away from it. You know what I'm saying? But to that point, it is really refreshing to see older platforming type games like Dan mentioned, or Daryl, one of y'all mentioned it, Cuphead.
Hey.
Which was an incredible title. I mean, it was hard. People were calling it the Dark Souls of platformers. But it was amazing. It is such a fun game to play. It is definitely a very difficult game. And that's all there really is to say about it, man. I can't even...
I mean, I'm the same with you. I mean, I think when you game cloning, I mean, I don't look at it as a bad thing because it's good getting, a game that you love in a different point of view. Like we mentioned with PUBG. PUBG is a good game, but, Fortnite is different in so many ways, but the same in a way, but it's so different that I like that style. I mean, even the graphics is different. Mm-hmm. So just seeing, in another point of view, I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, not at all. I mean,
like I said, I mean, I would love to see, a Call of Duty, battle royale. I mean, I would love to see like a GTA battle royale. I mean, GTA has something similar to it, but it's not really, that. It's a lot of different kind of shooters that I would love to see that style.
Yeah.
See, I agree with you. I would love to see him switch it up. And the thing is I don't care if you're stealing someone's style for this game. At the end of the day, as the consumer, we just want a good game. Now, if it is a great game, we are going to play it no matter what kind of similar style it has to anything else. But, there's those games, though, that are just the straight ripoff, and they're not as fun. Now, if you got something that's almost just like Call of Duty, but there's a few other upgrades to it that you like, which one are you going to choose? You're going to choose the one that has the extra features, So it definitely, I mean, all the time with anything from video games to cars to anything, we're always trying to take an idea and make it better because we can't always come up with that groundbreaking, brand new game, Sometimes you just got to work with what's working right now. And definitely, though, there's got to be a point, though, when the new ideas keep flowing in because over time, if we don't get any new ideas, everything's going to be the same after 10 years. Exactly. So there's got to be a balance almost.
That's true. I could definitely agree with that. And speaking on that, when we talk about, going with a game like Call of Duty or a game that's very similar to it, that kind of pushes the envelope a little bit, has extra stuff. I mean, do we really want to get into Battlefront 2? And EA will snap through with the loot boxes. I mean, do you want to
$25 at GameStop right now, boys. How did your game come out a month? And dude, I was at I'm not even joking. Right now, I was at GameStop 2 days ago. Walked in and they were selling Battlefront 2, like in the box, not even like an e-download, like brand new in the box, $25. Like that's how bad the game must be doing because your game just came out. You don't drop it down 60% just like that.
Yes.
I guess they figured that they should give it a little bit of a discount since they know you're going to spend a lot of extra money on loot boxes.
Exactly.
That's what it is. But when you talk about ground baking games. Yeah, ground baking, that's a new thing. It's a brownie. Mud pie, as they used to call it. So groundbreaking games, if you want to talk about that, let's take a look at what we're expecting in the year to come. I mean, we could sit here and go on all day long about the amazing games that came out in 2017. Like I said, just touching on Mass Effect Andromeda, Assassin's Creed Origins, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. These are the most recent games that I've been playing and have finished. I could go on about that all day long, but coming next year, just next year, there are some incredible titles that have already been announced. And when you want to talk about groundbreaking, let's talk just for a second about Death Stranding. Now, I've touched briefly on this game, Hideo Kojima's next big masterpiece, and just rewatching the trailers last night with my D&D crew. Yes, I play D&D. I'm a bigger nerd than anyone wants to admit. Just touching up on that with them last night, we came up with so many theories and heard so many lore points that my mind is officially blown. And when I want to talk about the groundbreaking style of game, that's the one. That's the absolute one. Daryl, what do you think on that one, man?
Well, I mean, Death Stranding, it looks like it looks like it's everywhere. So I think this is gonna set the bar. Like we just talking about, with game cloning. I think this game is gonna be something somebody else is gonna have to do just like it. I mean, it's like we don't even know what's going on, and we want to play it. It's like it's easy to say, I want to play God of War. I want to play Red Dead Redemption. It's easy. You want to play these games. You already know, what to expect. Mm-hmm. But with this game, we don't even know what to expect. We don't know what it's going. We don't know if it's going to be a first-person shooter. We don't know if it's just going to be. We don't know. We don't know anything about this game, and the anticipation is just so high.
Yeah.
So I think this game is going to just set the bar. For games to come.
Dan, how about you, man?
I've got a game that this really took the cake for me at E3 this year is like my favorite trailer, and it was Insomniac's Spider-Man game.
Okay, all right.
There's no date yet. It just says TBA 2018, so we don't know when it's coming out. But it looked ridiculous. Like, I'll never forget getting to play that. Like, I couldn't always afford all the best games as a kid, so, you know, you went to Blockbuster and rented it for 7 days. And I got Spider-Man, like, the week it came out. And I just thought it was so cool you could be Spider-Man, like, an open world. Because I used to play it on my Super Nintendo, and it was just, like, side-scroller, you know, you're just, like, boxed in. And then I played the I think it was the Amazing Spider-Man. It was 1 or 2, and it was like open world. It was kind of newer, like on the PS3, and I liked it, but I thought they could have done more with this. Now that it's on the next gen systems, I would love to see what they can do with it. Another game, maybe you guys know the answer. Has anybody heard anything about a Smash Bros for the Switch?
Not at the moment. I haven't heard anything just yet.
Dang it. I was trying to look it up too, and I couldn't find anything, and I was like, oh man, like if they just drop that before Christmas next year, this might be like the only way that I feel like they can top this past year is if they give us something that we're not looking for yet, because we got our big titles, like Daryl said. We got the big titles coming, but I feel like we need 2 or 3 more to really beat this year, because that's what it's about. You got to beat the last year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think they're going to announce a Smash Bros. Next year. I mean, I just don't. I don't see it coming out next year. I mean, I see them announcing it probably at E3, 2019, but I just don't see them announcing it yet. I mean, you got to think about it. Smash Bros. Is a large game. They probably would announce it this year. So I just don't. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I just don't see a Smash Brothers coming out. Next year. Now, like I said, it could. Show it for E3 and have it coming out fall. They could.
Maybe even then during the holidays for that to push holiday sales.
Yeah.
I know Santa's still waiting for a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, yeah. But with a game like that, they want to build it up, over time. So they would probably want to announce Smash Brothers this year, and then have us waiting, showing us trailers after trailers, getting us ready to spend our money for next year.
See, but good old Smash Bros. Is a game where you could release that baby tomorrow, and I bet you'd still have about the same numbers as you did last time. It's one of those games where I don't think that you need a lot of hype for. The game hypes itself.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, honestly, Reggie Fils-Aimé could release a YouTube video tomorrow and just be like, Super Smash Brothers, and just walk off the screen, and everybody would just go nuts. I mean, I honestly feel that way.
I agree. It's like no matter where you go, it could be a town of 10,000 people or 200,000 people. If you bring whoever, insert favorite celebrity here, everybody's going to show up. It's one of those situations where I think, maybe you're right, Dale. Maybe we don't get it this year. I was just thinking because I know the Switch is doing successful in their own lane, but it's not selling as much as they want right now. I was just reading. They have their certain amount of consoles, but they're getting taken up, but the rest aren't being sold right away. There's a big shipment somewhere where they said there's still like hundreds of thousands of Switch consoles. So hopefully they can get rid of them, but if they don't by next year, you upgrade, you do what Xbox does, you make that upgrade console, and then you sell this one for cheaper, and then you push Smash Bros, baby. I'm already thinking about it because when the companies are struggling a little bit, that's when the consumer, us, wins. So, I mean, anything can happen. I hope, for once, I hope you're wrong, Daryl, because I want to see some Smash Bros.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, too. I want to see it also. I would love to see it, and make me want to invest in the Switch. Because as right now, I mean, if looking for what the Switch has, I mean, yeah, Mario Odyssey looks great, but I'm just not want to be invested in want to get a Switch as of right now. Now, something like Smash Bros. Would probably make me want to go out and get a Switch.
I can definitely agree with that. Now, I got a question actually for Santa. Santa, are you still online?
I think he gone.
Oh, he
I think
gone?
he left earlier. Yeah, I think he left earlier. You know, he got gifts to give out. I think he's gone.
Okay. Well, that's cool too. Well, I mean, if he was still here, I was going to ask him what he thought, about next year. But I'm sure we'll have all that, kind of discussion in Gaming Nation on the Facebook page. If you guys haven't joined the Facebook page on Facebook, you can go check it out, the Gaming Nation page, where we'll be talking about a lot more of this. Of course, I'll be punching out the Death Stranding trailers and all these different discussions, because there was a lot of lore points that we discovered last night and we talked about last night with my friends that I really want to put out there, and it's just an amazing conversation. I think it would go over really well. But that's going to wrap it up for our show tonight. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to us rant about games and talk about games for this year and this past year. And, of course, you guys know how we do at the end of every single show. We talk about where you guys can find us. Daryl, we'll start with you, my friend.
Well, of course, here on Gamer Nation, and we got a Facebook page, Gamer Nation. Find me there. On the Facebook, excuse me, my words is gone. The Family Anonymous YouTube, oh my God.
Unique New York.
Yeah. Just find me on Family Anonymous. Okay, there we go. That make it simple.
There you go. You can find him on Family Anonymous. You can find him on the Gaming Nation Facebook page. You can find him every single week here. He's a little bit of a loss for words right now. He's talking about all these amazing games, and I understand that completely.
That's right. Thank you, buddy. Thanks. See, that's why it's good to have a good team with you and have your back. Thank you.
I got you, homie. Dan, what we got for shot, man?
Hey, you guys can always find me over at the Fan Club on Facebook and YouTube, TFC563. Also, check me out also on Facebook, D-BROZ, or at Dan Brosnan if you want to speak to me personally.
That's right. And, of course, you can find me. I'm doing what Daryl's doing. Yeah, so you can find me on Play from Tales of the Blade. You can find me on YouTube.com/Tales of the Blade, Facebook.com/Tales of the Blade. You can also find me right here on Gaming Nation every single week. You can find us on the Facebook page, Gaming Nation, on the Fandoms Anonymous Facebook page. Check us out there for all the awesome discussion that we have. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas from us to you. And, of course, you know who we are. We are Fandoms Anonymous. That is FANDOMSANONYMOUS. We are all over social media, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us. Just come check out our page on Facebook, the Fandoms Anonymous page, where you will see everything that we have to offer. We got all kinds of awesome stuff. And, of course, join the Gaming Nation and Fandoms Anonymous Facebook pages for all the amazing discussions that we have every single day. It's non-stop. Let me tell you. I get updates all the time on my phone. I was like, what are we doing now? What are we doing? You're killing my phone! Thank you guys so much for listening. And as always, if there's anything else, thank you for listening, and have a good one.
Fandoms Anonymous.